Good morning, everyone. Woo, that was close. It's More Good News Wednesday. We got more good news every Wednesday coming at you live. We're so excited to be here. Go ahead, let's fill up those questions. Get my email tagged up there in case people need me. Keaton, welcome. Devon, welcome. Jakey, bakey, good to see you. Poseidon friends, how are you? Nikki, good to see you as well. Welcome everybody to More Good News Wednesday. There is no hump day here with me. It is More Good News Day. Harry, Chikma Productions. He is the executive producer of both 2 Minute Drill and, that's right, Office Hours, airing October 15th on Bloomberg and Amazon. You can check it out there. Hussy, Milady, Colleen, Jeff Scott. Awesome to see you. We're going to have a great day. It's More Good News Wednesday. We would love to have David and D. Meltzer posted up there. Where's my team? Colleen, San Diego looks beautiful. It is beautiful. Jesus, LFG. Maybe one of my team members can post up and pin up david@dmeltzer.com in case somebody wants my ebook, my audio book, or maybe even me assign a copy and send it to you, pay for shipping. Happy to do that. We'll be that. Here we go. How was your anniversary is the first question. My anniversary was amazing. After 24 years, not only am I passionate in my marriage, but it's purposeful. And I'm blessed to have the best wife in the world. For those who know her, she is the real deal. And I'm blessed. And tomorrow's her birthday. So today is in-between day. It's also More Good News Wednesday, but it is in-between day, in between anniversary and her birthday. So I'm blessed to be bookended by just love and joy. I celebrate everything celebratable, and so should you. All right, here we go. What is the best lesson you learned from Alan and Kevin this morning? Alan and Kevin, by the way, are two of my key coaching clients that have Next Level University. They are killing it. They're one of my first clients that I've had. And we met in the 4th grade, by the way. Someone was asking how my wife and I met. She hated me. Threw an egg at her in the 6th grade when she said no. I'm the first boy to ask her to go steady and the last, by the way. Anyway, the lesson from Kevin and Alan was just the nuances that are created by ignorant and arrogance. So there's ignorant people, ignorant humble people, and ignorant arrogant people. And arrogance can be caused by by good intent. By loving somebody too much, thinking that we know what's best for them, not manipulating them into doing something, or overselling, back-end selling, lying, or cheating them with arrogant intent to ignorance. People, you don't know what you don't know. I guarantee it. There's trillions and zillions of data points out there. It'd be impossible to know or be certain of anything. So let's work from humble ignorance, not arrogant ignorance. Even if we're parents that care too much, remember, you don't know what's best for your child. You don't know. You can make suggestions. You can plant seeds. You can plant seeds under trees that'll never sit under, but you cannot know what's best for your child. You can give them your situational knowledge. You can share with them the dummy tax that you've paid, but do not tell them what you resist persists, what is best for them, because you don't know. That's arrogant ignorance. Be humble. Be caring. Tell them, I just love you. I want you to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. I want you to love me and appreciate me. But I cannot tell you exactly what is best for you. I can just give you suggestions and advice, but the choice is yours. And I don't know what I don't know. But here's what I've experienced, or here's what I think would be best. This is the approach that we take. Your relationships will thrive. If you're in college, would you focus on getting straight A's or building your network? Why can't you do both? Why does everybody either or everything? That's pretty assumptive. But why do so many people either or everything? Do both, right? Do your best, learn lessons, and have fun in college. Do your best, learn lessons, and have fun in college. So do your best in your grades, do your best in networking, learn lessons from both, and have fun while you're doing it. Learn to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Experience as many things as you can. Use the 5 daily practices to enjoy college. Know your what every day. Know your who every day. Know your how every day. Determine your now by prioritizing by your who, your what, and your how, and learn to apply your why. If you want these 5 daily practices, my team has now posted david@dmeltzer.com right here, and my text message number, 949-298-2905. david@dmeltzer.com. Right here, I pinned it below. So thank you. Lori, good to see you as well. We are spot on, right on. What is your advice for female entrepreneurs besides asking questions? You mean besides asking for help? So asking open-ended questions. My advice for all entrepreneurs, whether someone with a female energy or a male energy, it doesn't matter, is ask for help. Find someone who sits in the situation that you want to be in and ask them for help. That's the best advice that I can give to a 16, 26, 36, 46, 56, 66, and so on. It doesn't matter. Thank you for sharing, Jill. It was nice to see you as well at the OHS in Phoenix. Who should entrepreneurs look up to for guidance? Well, like I said, they should find someone who sits in the situation they want to be in and ask them for help. I don't believe we look up to people. We should look through them for advice, for situational knowledge, to do what we need to do. Braven is here. All right. Thank you. Welcome, Braven. What's Braven's code there? I think they got me on the wrong one. Did he request to join me? Where is Braven? Oh, there it is, Braven Grant. There we go. All right. We are joined by a superpreneur. I saw him on Brendan Bouchard's and with Boss Baby. There he is. What's up, Raven?
What's up, David?
Hey, I just want to congratulate you. You have an evolving company, and I like to say that with young entrepreneurs. We had a great discussion about how and what you're doing in order to evolve, and not necessarily listen to what other people want for you, or what you don't want or what's missing. I think we had a classic conversation about the pressures that exist as an entrepreneur in evolving our company and growing it, and the idea of being all in. I do want to make a mention for everyone out there. So many people don't have what Braven has, and that's, Braven, you're married with your first baby, correct?
Yep.
And he's
3 months old.
yeah, super cute. Axl Rose, my main man. Anyway, but I'm finding that a lot of people are missing out on opportunities in entrepreneurship. There's so many big companies, great companies that let you run business units and allow you a lot of freedom, especially with remote working, but they give you health insurance. You don't have to deal with overhead. You don't have to deal with employees. Yeah, you don't have to use your own money. In fact, they pay you every single month. They keep paying you again and again. So I do want to encourage people that as they listen to Braven and his advice, if you don't have it, that's cool. And not everyone's the same. Not everyone's named Braven. And so not everyone is brave enough to or stupid enough to be like you and I, or PT Barnum and be all in. So don't be afraid to be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Big companies should be searching and stressing how much value they bring as an entrepreneur. But anyway, you are an entrepreneur, and Braven's a badass name, as T Rule says right there. Give me an idea about what company you started and what company you have today.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for the congratulations. Congratulations to you and your anniversary and all the awesome things you have going on right now. But so our company, we're a little bit new, obviously. I'm only 23, but our company's called Gains in Bulk. We're a whole food sports supplement company. I was raised in the nutrition world and kind of just fell in love with fitness and kind of found that there was really a need for a company who was whole food based, who wasn't using synthetic things, who wasn't, especially at the time we started, it was about 5 years ago, the industry was very synthetic and very all about, things tasting like bubblegum and sweet tarts and not so focused on the quality. And so I was able to use some of the, the incredible people I was raised around. My father's a brilliant mind in formulation to really bring over into the fitness market a really whole food based supplement company that at the time was really missing. So,
and you started 5 years ago. You're 18 years old. The initial idea, though, was marketed differently than it is today. How has that transition occurred?
Yeah, most businesses, I love what you said that, everyone doesn't need to start a business because I don't know, it's probably a messier way to try and make money in the reality. We went 4 years with really essentially just like just, no money. Like I had a side job, but this was still my main thing, but I had to, work to just make money to live. And so it wasn't until about 12 to 18 months ago that we really started to scale and figure things out. But when we started, the idea was we would take raw ingredients from the manufacturers that I knew, and we were able to take those raw ingredients and just sell them in bulk. So that was the idea, gains in bulk. I realized pretty quickly two things. One was that we didn't, well, one, I didn't want to compete with the low ball price market. It's just it turns into this like lower the quality, decrease the price, and it's just a messy, like not fun place to be. And then the other thing was I realized like we really had access to some really special formulations and products and things we could put together for people in a way that would really work and help people. And so we kind of started making this transition to where we're at now with really powerful whole food formulas with a lot of research behind them. And so we're going through some rebranding as well because the name and what we're doing don't fit exactly, but we're figuring it out and finding our voice. And again, yeah, I think that's the hard thing when you start is you kind of just collect everyone and you're like selling to everyone, whoever will listen. You're like, yeah, like I'll sell it to you and whoever will listen. But it's hard to grow that way. And so finding that like niche and voice and really honing in on it is difficult at the start, but necessary in order, to actually grow.
Now, your father's a doctor, so obviously he's well educated. And, through that, you played college basketball yourself, but decided to drop out of college and be an entrepreneur. A lot of people, because I am, on the older side of things like your dad, well educated, institutional education. I think, and I've been on a soapbox with this, I fall between, Gary, who's like, quit college, and then, your Jewish mom who's like doctor, lawyer, or failure. I'm in the middle. I want to express this because I want you to share what your decision was like. But I believe that education is essential, but not formal education. Yeah. So what I want people to not get confused about is, hey, it's like any investment you're going to make. Education is the best investment you can make in yourself. So one, you got to look at your own timing and risk tolerance. But two, you also have to learn what you want to learn. So, I always say A and B students teach the world, the C students run it. So if you want to run the world, go find some C students to learn from. And they're usually C students are not professors. So you have to find those C students like Gary Vee in others places other than, U of A or ASU or other schools there in Arizona. And just so you know, Braden's from Arizona is why I use those schools. And, to that point, how difficult was it to tell your father, who's a doctor, dropping out of college? And have you been able to come to terms with what your education is? And are you intentional about your education, even though you're not in college?
Man, really awesome question. Yeah, I mean, it was tough, especially I would say my dad's really supportive, which has been great. My family's been supportive. My wife at the time was supportive, even though, we didn't have a lot of income coming in, and she trusted. And I think it's important to, just do the things that you say you're going to do. I think it would have been one thing if I would have been quitting and hadn't actually been putting in work, but I was working, 12 hours a day. I would go home, I'd spend a couple hours with my wife. She would go to sleep and I would come back to the office. And I mean, I think that helped people. So that was the one thing. But at the end of the day, like you said, education is what's important. I've probably spent more money in the last year on my education than a Harvard student, really. So as far as like saving money on education and anything, it was more like just choosing the right place to allocate my money and time for education. I've tried to find the right people and mentors. That's why I've been so excited to connect with you, David, and other people that like you said earlier in this call have done the thing that I'm trying to do, and I've just put all of my energy into getting close to those people, whether it was paying them to do it or serving them to do it or finding a way to deliver them value in any way to get close to those people. And that is really, I would say, in 4 years as a company, we really didn't grow. We hit a certain point after a year, and then we stayed there for 4 years. And then in 1 year, we grew 1,000%. And so I would say almost all of that would be attributed to education. It just wasn't in college, right? It was with specific mentors in group masterminds, in places where I could network and connect with other people who really knew how to do what I was trying to do. And so, yeah, education's vitally important. I mean, college just might not be the place.
Yeah, right on. And so interesting too, because I always say when I lost over $100 million that I created a scholarship fund. And my wife's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "All of that knowledge, all that investment, I'm going to pass on for everyone else, so that they don't have to lose that money, that they can learn from the mistakes that I made and ignorant arrogance that I had instead of ignorant humility that I now possess and try to do." In that context, man. Now, where can people find you today? Is it gainsinbulk.com? Where else can they find you, Braven?
Yeah, on social media, we're everywhere. You can follow my social media personally, Braven_Grant, or Gains in Bulk. It's just Gains with an S, I, and Bulk. So sometimes people mix that up. But yeah, so Gains in Bulk, checks out. And I'd love to connect. If anyone wants to shoot me a message or whatever, I always respond. So.
Well, I look forward to working with you. You are an incredible talent with huge potential. And I love anyone as young as you and as bold as you, with his brains and the heart and the mind and the open hands. Man, we're going to kill it together. Remember this name, Braven Grant, because we are going to make billions together. You'll see he has what it takes, the desire that he must be what he can be, and a big heart and a big mind and big hands, giving and opening them to everyone. Thank you so much. Look forward to working with you, Braven. Take care. I'll see you soon. Say hi to your dad.
I will. Thank you.
Right on. Bye-bye. The incredible Braven Grant. We are here. All right. We got another superpreneur coming up here. We'll take a few questions. Nope, I think we're ready now. T-Rod's here. I don't know if you guys know T-Rod. Tommy's been on my TV show. He's a hard-hitting dude, man. He doesn't mess around, tells you what he thinks. So I love to get his perspective. I'm going to join right here. We'll go live with T-Rod, Tommy Rodriguez. He has an amazing business, an Amazon business, the Automation Empire. You can check him out, TommyRodriguez.com. There he is, all smiles as usual. How you doing, man?
How are you?
I will tell you, Jakey Bakey. So Tommy and Jake get to communicate more than me and Tom. And Jakey will play his voice messages to me, and I'll laugh my ass off because I'm like, this guy leaves the same exact messages that I leave. He is so straight to the point, and he gets it done. Unfortunately, his internet's freezing up, damn it. Come on, baby. Get on here. Here we go. I may have to have him rejoin. But T-Rod, re-invite me back. All right, here we go. Let me get you here. No. Oh, it won't let me re-invite you. Let me drop you here. Hold on. Then I'll re-invite you back. Remove you, and then re-invite him. All right. The internet. There we go. We'll go live again. All right. Anyway, Automation Empire. There he is. What's going on?
I was trying to move some of the comments out the way just to make sure I was in angle and frame, and I accidentally tapped out of the live.
So we're talking about education, and you're well educated now. Not at Harvard, even though you're from Massachusetts, you didn't go to Harvard. But it'd be cool, Tommy. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. When people ask you where'd you go to school, just say Boston, and they'll immediately assume you went to Harvard. But you're someone that went to the school of hard knocks, and it took you a little bit of while to figure out how to manifest what you want. And you don't take the same approach as everybody else, but you do have some things in common. You have an open mind, you have an open heart for sure, and open hands. And so, for you, your journey was a little bit different. I was hoping you could share that journey in the context that you're well educated, but never went to Harvard. You learned in Boston though, like everybody else. Yeah. What's your journey? What is that school of hard knocks, and what did it look like for you?
So one, appreciate you having me back on here. Like David said, we did the podcast together. We did office hours, and we have a lot more plays and things that we want to do because we want to keep sharing and inspiring everybody that watches the stuff. So for those who may have missed some of stuff that I've been through, I just turned 34 this month. Go Leo gang. And but literally at 14 years old, 14-ish, I was in and out of juvie because I kept getting into trouble with the law from stupid stuff, breaking into houses, getting into fights, just stuff that obviously I'm not proud of, but it did make me obviously who I am today. I had all that from 14 to about 17, where at that point my mother got sick of, move that notification. My mother got sick of me being in and out of trouble with the law. So she couldn't deal with it anymore. And it was putting a lot of stress on her heart. So my mother kicked me out of the house at 17. Now, keep in mind, I was still going to school, but when she kicked me out, I dropped out of school because at that time when I was living in Boston, it was during the winter time. I was trying to defend for myself, trying to figure out where I was going to live, where I was going to stay. So really getting my, my last year of school really was not a priority for me. I figured I could figure it out later or go back and get my GED. So literally at 17 years old, she kicked me out, and I had to obviously defend for myself, figure out life. And it wasn't until about 18-ish, maybe I was homeless for about 6 to 8 months, give or take. Literally, I was getting up at 3, 4 in the morning, waiting for the laundromat to open down the street just so I can go in and stay warm. It was tough. It was tough. I didn't know if I was going to survive. I didn't, it wasn't obviously like negative 50 degrees, but you're talking about sometimes it was in the single digits. And I had friends' houses that I could, stay at from time to time, or, people I was talking to, whatever, just people that just wanted to obviously help me out. But most of the time I was sneaking in people's basements, because in Boston, obviously there's a lot of basements. People have that. I was sneaking in basements, trying to stay warm, trying to survive, going into stores when they open, go to the library. So again, use the computer, use access, stay warm. So that's a little bit about my journey. It wasn't until obviously about 24 that I discovered entrepreneurship and making money online. It was really foreign, to me, because every time I heard someone, make money online, it sounded scamish or schemish or pyramid. Like, these are just terms that I've heard from, people who broke friends, family members, relatives, or whatever the case is. So I didn't know any better. But obviously, I just turned 34. I'd spent almost 10 years now, about 9.5 years as an entrepreneur. Literally went from, like I said, even on your podcast, paycheck to 2 days before paycheck, to now running an 8-figure business and empire, and going towards 9. But if you would have told me this, 8, 10, 15 years ago, like this guy from Boston who hates working for other people, who has a problem with like authority of some level, that I would be the CEO and the boss of my own destiny, and, building empires and investing, and I would have thought you were crazy, man, because this was all foreign stuff to me. But I definitely had to learn, and I had to surround myself with people who had bigger goals, bigger visions. I had to stop listening to broke friends and family members on what they thought when I was starting my journey, because as time went on, all these people started asking me for handouts. They started asking me for a job. They started asking for support. Oh, I always believed in you. No, you didn't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
they laugh at you, scoff at you, make fun of you, and then they applaud you and say, "Man, I always knew you would do it." No, you didn't. And I feel the same way. The other thing that's so interesting, you talked about how, making money online. And I think at some level, everyone does this. They think at some level, anyone that's successful on the internet. I have friends, TikTok friends, YouTube friends, everywhere. Friends on Amazon. I have friends making 8, 9, even 10 figures now, right? Big money people. And the more successful they got from overcoming all those people that don't understand it, right? Because that's what it is. There's so many different, they don't understand it. Then you become successful and prove it. And yet then there's even more people, even people at our level, right? And even us at times, right? Will be like, oh, well, I didn't get that. And I sit there, and even I'll listen to comments that you make. I'll say, well, T-Rod doesn't understand that, right? He'll say this about your podcast in good intention. You're not a hater, but you're like, hey, I didn't get this out of this. Well, you don't understand it then. So we all do it, but it's amazing because I'm a big fan of yours.
Yeah, appreciate
you. And yet, and there's fans of mine, and yet people don't understand what we do, right? I have law school friends that have no clue how and what I do, or they just see me as a dancing bear on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm barely on TikTok, and that's not what I do. And so there's some level of that disbelief that if you make money on the internet, there must be some hidden agenda, some scam, some pyramid scheme. Look, I'm a big fan of MLMs. I tell kids all the time, the 1% of the 1% that have no money in the world but huge grit. There's no other better way to make millions of dollars than an MLM, like something that's already started. If you have grit, you start at 18. By the time you're 28, if you stick to it, I promise you, you'll be a millionaire. But yet other people are like, this is just a scam. You know, it's not a scam. You know, so how do you deal with the bigger that you're getting, the more people are like, no, I don't want him on my podcast, or I don't want to talk to him. You know, he makes 8 figures on the internet. He must be a bullshitter.
You know, I used to believe that it was about who you know, right? Like, it's about who you know. As I've gotten bigger and the levels that I've grown, I've realized it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you, right? Because at the end of the day, you can know as many people as you want, but if people don't know your name, then it doesn't really mean, you know, jack. For me, like, obviously I built my brand. I should have turned all of my notifications off. So for me, I've just focused obviously on growing myself, my brand, obviously for my clients, and just keeping my head down. I'm used to handling objections or issues that come with any business, and a lot of people they take a lot of negativity and they don't deal with it in a positive way. And sometimes, but if you want to celebrate your wins, you have to celebrate what you call your losses, your failures, because if not, you're going to carry that negative emotion around all day. It's going to taunt you. It's going to aggravate you, whether you're losing money in investment, whether it's a podcast, whatever it is. You still have to somewhat celebrate. I'm not saying go out, have drinks and stuff like that, but you have to understand that is part of the game. If you can't get used to losing, then you don't deserve to win, because you have to take some L's. You have to lose money. You have to lose friends and family that you thought were your ride or die, or people that you thought were going to go to the moon with you, whatever the case is. It's all part of the journey, and you have to learn to embrace it. And I know a lot of people that might be watching this, they don't have a lot of fans. They don't have a lot of supporters. You have to be your biggest supporter in this game. And when you eventually do, and you build a name for yourself, again, like you said, MLM, I started with like a CPA and I transitioned to MLM. I met a lot of good connections from going to these events from these MLM people that maybe it helped me take some of my other businesses to new levels, because it wasn't the events that changed my life. It was the connections that I made with other like-minded people that eventually shifted from MLM to their own brands, their own business. So I 100% agree with you. If you don't have your own personal brand, get into something that you can back a good product. And if you back that product or service or whatever it may be, you can use that and leverage that to get to your own self, and you grow yourself and your personal brand to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do.
No doubt. And, you know, that's where entrepreneurship is so important, that not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur. They can work within the context of another company. The other interesting, I love the fact, because you and I say things differently because we come from different backgrounds, but I tell people, build your community. And that right there means it's who knows you by being of service to them. The other thing is accountability. I just find that, you know, if I can help people empower, that no matter what business you're in, some customers will never be accountable because they're going to project the fact that they can't afford it. The minute you can't afford something, is the minute most people go to blame, shame, and justification. You know, I purposely work month to month and guarantee everything I do so I can take that away. And it's so funny because even though I do, like, you know, guarantee, like, you have your money back, people come with these long emails like this, T-Rod. They'll come explaining like all this below the line bullshit, why they need their $50 back, right? And then I'm like, dude, you can tell me you don't like my freaking hair. I'm giving you your money. Oh, well, you know, I'm glad you said that because actually I lost my job and I can't afford it. And, you know, it's like, why don't you just say so in the first place, man? Now I know I can help you because so many people are hiring out there. If you lost your job, this is the best time on earth to get a new job. People are desperate as all shit to hire people. I've been around a long time. I'm old. I've never seen a better, if you're looking for something to do and get paid for it, I mean, in your lifetime, have you ever seen a time when there's so many things you could do to get paid?
I think in this generation, absolutely not. You know, I feel like though this generation, they claim they want more than any other generation has ever had, but yet this generation, for most people, they're not dedicated to their goals. They're really lazy, and I don't think a lot of people in this generation, you can't really use the whole "I have no money, I'm short on money." Really, in reality, is most people are short on ideas, and ideas are free. So
right.
Ideas are free, so you have nothing to lose. And Google and YouTube can be your best friend when you're also just starting off, from how to make 100 ways to make money online, or, people, I mean, like, there's so many ideas that I looked up when I started online, from literally donating plasma blood, doing sleep studies, doing online surveys. There's Craigslist. You can buy stuff, get stuff off the free section on Craigslist, sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Again, you're not short on money, you're short on ideas. And again, Google and YouTube can be absolutely your best friend. And if you utilize that and not just get those ideas, but then you execute and you stay focused on those ideas, you can start making the 20, 30, 50, 100 bucks a day. Don't worry about everyone else that's making more money than you. Start with the little money first. And then, because I have people that come to me all the time, like, I want to get rich too, Tommy. Like, bro, don't you realize, like, it's been almost 10 years for me to be considered an overnight success. You are not going to just all of a sudden come online and all of a sudden be, making 8 figures. How about you focus on, hey, maybe try to make 40 to 50 bucks a day. When you learn how to do that, whatever you're doing to make 40, $50 a day, scale it up, do more of it, or hire more people to help you with what you're doing to get you to 100 a day. And then that's all it really is. It's just a scaling up process. And then
where did you start? Where was your 40 bucks a day? What did you start in?
God, CPA marketing, a company, back in the day when I first started, there was companies called Z&Z Rewards, Z&Z and Instant Rewards. It was basically like Fortune 500 company paid this company so that they would pay people like you and me to do the advertising for them instead of advertising on TV, which they knew wasn't working as much. So they paid people like me to, get people to see Blockbuster, Netflix, Credit Karma, all these trials, and you got paid a referral just to refer people to sign up for these trials. And let me tell you, when I say that I've worked 18 to 20 hours a day trying to learn how to generate leads, trying to get people in front of my website, in front of the main video, from ZipRecruiter to reverse people looking for jobs on Craigslist, I would reverse call them and say, look, I don't have a job for you. And guess what? I got hung up on many times. I don't want this crap. This is not what I'm looking for. And they would hang up on me. But I got creative and I found ways to do that. And eventually I started making $400-$600 a week, $1,000 a week. And eventually I used that money to transition into MLM, and then eventually created my own brand in 2014. But like I said, you have to be able to stay focused. I think also the biggest thing is people lose focus, man. They see, oh, I can make money doing this surveys. Oh, well, here's this new shiny object. Everyone's got shiny ball syndrome, right? And if you learn how to just stay focused on what's already working for you and you use it to scale up, then you can diversify, because otherwise it's just diversification.
You're amazing, man. You could tell my boy was educated in Boston. That's all I got to say. You figure out where. This guy knows the real deal. He is smart, street smart, emotionally intelligent, and he is living in his integrity, doing what he does to make money, help people, and have fun. I will tell and be a testimonial for this guy. It's amazing. You don't always get what you think when you meet the guy. You're like, okay, I bit off more than I could chew. And then you're like, hold on. This guy has a huge heart, big open hands, and a great mind on his shoulders. You never cease to amaze me, my friend. Where can people find you if they want to learn from you?
I'm basically here just on my social media, on my Instagram at T-Rod, and everyone that's watching this might be coming over from my page. Definitely give my man David Meltzer a follow, because I've heard of this guy's name for years and years and years, and then just to be on his shows and lives with him and connect with him, man, this guy is the GOAT. He is the plug.
Well, I appreciate that. There's more to come. Anything I can do for you, we will do our best. I'm trying to let my people know who you are, because they're missing out if they haven't learned about who you are and what's inside of you, because you got a lot of gifts to give. And I appreciate you taking the time, as always, to help so many people make money, help people, and have fun themselves. Thanks, T-Rod. I'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday, brother.
I appreciate
you. All right, take care. Sweet. He is a Leo, and he's making it happen. That's the king of the jungle, the Leo. He's amazing. Street. I love that. You ask someone that went to Harvard, where are you educated? They say Boston. Where'd you go to school? Boston. See, if I was T-Rod, I'd be like, where'd you go to school? Boston. He went to the Boston Street School, and he's smart as crap, and he knows how to make money online. Learn from him. I'm a big fan. I know in that space, they got a lot of haters out there. Don't have judgments and conditions. Understand people. Why don't you ask them, hey, what do you do to make all that money? How can I be of service, and what can I learn from you? He's someone who sits in a situation that I want to be in certain respects on the internet, understanding how exactly to market on the internet is an important skill that is not going anywhere. Yes, Colleen, we had a great guest today. Colleen's getting ready for a big trip. We're going to miss her. She's an incredible president of my company, and I want to give you a big shout out. I appreciate you, Colleen, and I'm proud of you. You're amazing. David at dmeltzer.com. If you want my books, ebook, audiobook, if you want me to sign a book, send it to you. I will pay for the book and shipping. Don't worry, I'll pay for everything. David at dmeltzer.com. 5 daily practice is what I live by. David at dmeltzer.com. Richard, good to see you as well. I'm going to take one more question, and then I'm going to go to breakfast with my wife. I've been taking a little bit of extra time between the anniversary and the birthday. How can we attend free training on Friday? Please just email me, David at dmeltzer.com. It's on IG, it's on Clubhouse, but the best way, get a link and get onto the webinar. Over 50,000 people register for training. It started with 2 people at Lee Steinberg's office years and years ago. Free training every Friday. I got groups, etc. Let me take a different question, though, that has a, there we go. I love this here. Where should I start to earn money? Where I would start is I'd find someone that's earning the money that you want and ask them for help. Figure out how you can be of service or value and learn what they do and improve upon it. Appreciate it, meaning add your value to it, and then give it away to somebody else and teach them. It's a great process. I wish I had more time today. I love everyone. Happy birthday to everyone who's born here today. It's September 1st, September 2nd. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow. I'll be here. Remember, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.